All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Friday. How's everybody doing? It's TDIF. TDIF. You know what that means? TDIF. That means thank Doge. It's Friday. That's right. TDIF for everybody today. It's good when you finally break out somewhat of a downward trend. Not where we want to be yet, but breaking out of this downward trend was good for Dogecoin today. But why isn't Dogecoin going higher? And what's keeping Dogecoin from moving higher? We're going to be talking about that today. Whales, Bitcoin, all of that. We have a lot of other YouTubers, crypto analysts doing all their TA magic, right? To try and fit the narrative of what's going on. We'll get into that. But we will get into that. Let me drop down here in the corner and we'll get started. And I'm going to cover the news and the charts really quickly so we can get into the chat because it is Friday for all that have beverages. I've got my beverage as well. Cheers, everybody. Let's get into it. This is the pattern that we've been showing for the past day and a half as it has evolved into what you see now on the chart. And talked about that on this morning's video. If you guys did see that, that was right after this dump at 8:30 this morning, East Coast time, with the somewhat good unemployment numbers, non-farm payroll. The numbers actually kind of look good, but yet the market's dumped. Very odd. That's just, it's very odd that did that. And I'm still trying to get my head around, well, I was expecting bad numbers and a dip with a recovery. And that's what I had tweeted last night was, yeah, numbers will be bad. It'll dip and then it'll come back. But yet the numbers were good and it dipped and yet we came back. So who knows, right? What is going on here? But this is what we were tracking here since the drop that we had on Wednesday at noon, where Doge came down to 32.4 there and recovered up. And we thought, okay, we're done with that dip, flushed out all that leverage. We've covered that. We covered that Wednesday night, revisited it again on Thursday because guess what? We had another leverage flush, went even lower. And then we had recovery and we were like, okay, here we go. Got that leverage out of the way. And then it dumped a third time. More leverage taken out. Dogecoin went all the way down to 31.4. And we're like, okay, is 30 cents in play? Is 28 cents in play? Is that what's going on here? But then it was like, wait a sec. Bitcoin has the same exact chart. That's right. It was Bitcoin that dropped down on Wednesday, flushing out leverage. And then again, Thursday morning, flushing out leverage. And then again on Thursday afternoon, flushing out even more leverage as Bitcoin went down to 91.2. So then the question was, is 90 in play, 89.9, which is what my target was, 89.9. But then we saw this recovery. And this recovery that we saw overnight last night was pretty strong. We had recognized a downward trend line that was forming as resistance. And look what happened. Bitcoin traded up above it, came back and retested it before moving higher. Doge did the same thing. Traded above, came back, retested, and then moved higher. So That's what I was all set to talk about this morning until those unemployment numbers came out. And I saw the numbers and I was like, hey, this looks pretty good. Let's see how the charts are doing. Dumping? What? Dumping? That's right. That's what we ended up having, was a big dump. Dogecoin came all the way down to 32.1. So we were retesting the first or second dump over there. Didn't go as low as the third and did not hit that downward sloping resistance line as support. I thought, it's going to hit it again. It'll be support again and then move higher. Bitcoin actually dumped below that line, below its line, and then came around and dumped lower, again, flushing out more leverage. And maybe the market makers thought, okay, that's enough. We got that cleared out of the way. Let's just move higher because it's Friday. You don't want to upset all the crypto analysts, right? Or all the crypto holders. Let's just move back up. Let's just move back up. So that's what we're looking at overall. We're going to start with just Doge and Bitcoin, and then we're going to expand out to some alts. And we'll start with Crypto Rover saying, hey, look, guys, altcoin season 3.0 is going to be incredible. He looks back and he says the Trump inauguration that happened back in 2017 led to a big run up in alts. Then the Biden inauguration in 2021 led to a big run up in alts. And here we are right on the cusp of January 20th, 2025 inauguration for Trump yet again. And look what happened last time Trump was inaugurated as president number 45. Huge run on alts, led a lot by Ethereum. Are we going to have Ethereum wake up on January 20th and lead altcoin season 3.0? For those of you that are all, well, it's only going to be Bitcoin. It's always going to be Bitcoin. And there is this narrative out there right now about with Bitcoin is not going to drop in dominance any lower. Bitcoin, you got the institutions, you've got countries, you've got Michael Saylor, other companies buying Bitcoin for their own strategic reserves. We even have another state in the United States talking about buying Bitcoin as some kind of reserve, and it's the state of New Hampshire. The state of New Hampshire, live free or die. Do you know that saying? That's the saying for the state of New Hampshire. Live free or die. So we have all that going on with Bitcoin, but yet we're anticipating alt season still. In 2021, alt season was led by Dogecoin. That's right, it was Doge going up 800% in just a few days, end of January into February, and then going even higher in April and May 2021. That was huge. 2017, it was led by Ethereum. What is going to lead it this time? Well, Cool Time says last year it was SUI. Yeah, SUI up 388% for the year. SUI hitting all-time highs again as SUI outperformed every other L1 in 2024. And you guys recall, I called SUI to be a top 10 cryptocurrency back in April. And I bought in, and I bought a little more when it dipped over the summer. And now SUI is, take a look at the SUI chart real quick. In crypto, there we go. SUI is up to $5.19, which means that it is about to eclipse its all-time high again of $5.36. That's right. Just on Monday, SUI hit a new all-time high of $5.36. It had this kind of triple dip as well, but the third dip didn't go lower. then the second dip for SWE, and then this morning's unemployment numbers didn't really touch it much. It even went higher, and it could be hitting new all-time highs. And by doing that, guess what? SWE just moved up to number 11. That's right, SWE just passed Avalanche and is now the number 11 cryptocurrency by market cap. Only one more to go. And my prediction from 9 months ago will be verified. And that's just Tron. Got about 6 billion to go. Yeah, 5.5 billion of market cap, which is a lot. But SWE could do that. So SWE always has unlocks, Katja. It is slow and steady. They're not nasty. They're slow and steady. You can go on to CoinMarketCap, and then once the chart shows up, you can scroll down and you can actually see the unlocks here. And it's just going to be a continuous rise up on unlocks. So I don't know why this chart isn't showing. It's typically, yeah, here it is, every month. Look at every month. Slow and steady every month. There's an unlock, and it is January's, February's are about 0.82%, March down to 0.6%, April 0.8%, and then it goes 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So those are the unlocks coming up for SWE. So no big, huge cliff-hanging unlocks for SWE. It's slow and steady. And it's all public knowledge, and everybody knows when it happens, just like Dogecoins, right? Mining inflation for Doge, slow and steady. That's what it is. Nothing unexpected there. So we have that going on. But what about Dogecoin? Is the market sentiment still sour, or are people feeling better? Are people feeling better about Dogecoin, particularly Dogecoin? Because this was the narrative up until overnight when we finally broke out. So we don't have to cover this. We talked about this yesterday, about the sentiment dip and the technical indicators. Some were saying they were bearish, but I wasn't. I certainly wasn't. From a longer term perspective, some traders and analysts are hoping that Dogecoin could finally reach the long anticipated $1 mark in 2025. So there you go. Doge to $1 is still out there, even on a bearish news article. It's like, okay, Doge to $1, sure. But yet the market sentiment could be bearish. And I know there's a lot of bears that's still talking for 28-cent Doge or even lower. I'm not in that camp. And here's what CZ says. Remember CZ? Building wealth requires patience. Those who stay focused during tough times will be rewarded. The market rewards those who can hold. That's right. We don't know what's coming, but I'm very bullish about a second run, or maybe even 2 more runs this bull cycle for Dogecoin. Between altcoins and Doge, in about a week from now, we're going to be on the 17th of January, the weekend before Inauguration Day. And that's when I think a pump is going to be starting. Because that's how Doge trades, on hype, anticipation, leading up to January 20th. So a week from now, I think we're going to be sitting here with some green candles starting to show up and price going up. So we will check that a week from now. But for today, Dogecoin. Dogecoin price targets 316% gains, sure. up over $1. But whale sell-off could spoil the party. What about these whales? What are the whales actually doing? The Dogecoin whales have been around for a while. They make a crap ton of money on Doge. They can move the market, but they've kind of been sitting by following Bitcoin for a while, because we do know that. On January 5th, whale transactions grabbed attention. 2 simultaneous transfers moved a combined 219 million Doge to Coinbase wallets. So those transfers, was there this planned liquidation of Dogecoin happening? So you see that stuff and you're just like, man, or is this really just Coinbase moving coins around? Which a lot of times that's all it is. Large whale transactions often add selling pressure to the market, and this activity reinforces cautious sentiment even as Doge stabilizes near key support levels. So, not quite sure what the whales are up to. But meanwhile, the Doge USD pair has formed a bullish technical setup now. And this bull pennant, and this is what Trader Allen was showing yesterday, shows a potential price target up to $1.33 on the bull pennant pattern. $1.33. We've shown bull pennants before. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. $1.33 would be nice, though. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Are crypto experts eyeing Dogecoin breakout linked to Bitcoin? And some secret moves? There's no secret moves here, but as we've seen on these charts, what we've seen here is Doge has been following Bitcoin. And what does Bitcoin have in store for it? We go out to the daily and we zoom out, and it looks like there could be this little lopside reverse head and shoulders, which some of you were calling out in the chat. I think yesterday, it was just like, Kriss, there's this reverse head and shoulders. Reverse head and shoulders is bad. Well, it doesn't always play out that way. But if you want to go down the rabbit hole, you can say, okay, reverse head and shoulders, where are the target prices to drop down to? Because typically then what you would see is price come down before retesting and then eventually moving forward in a bull market. That's what you would expect. Although there are many that say eventually, because we're being bearish, you've got to come down and retest this $74,000 line, or maybe the top of this chop here that we had, which is 77,000. And many have been saying Bitcoin has to go to 77,000 because it never filled this CME gap out here. But yet, time and time again, we have seen in the past, and I can go back in time to the last bull market. Well, we can actually start in maybe 2017 and look at 2017's bull market, because we had similar thing happening where price was going up. We'll get through that bear market there. Don't need to talk about that bear market. So we want to get to, we're only in 2021 now. Need to get back past that. Back past COVID. Remember that, COVID, right? 2019, bear market 2018, until we get ourselves into 2017 and the end of the bull. So, how far? In 2017, we had a number of instances. Well, let's look at this one right here. We had Bitcoin trade up right there to 4,935. And on the next move up, people were saying, well, this has to come at least down back to fill that gap, but it only went to 56.20, never came down to 49.35, never refilled it. So that has happened before. It just moves up higher then after that. And as we scroll out through the bear market, it never revisited that line, even in the bear market of 2018 until, yeah, kind of at the end there. The super bear that finally hit. But by then, when you have this big dump, hopefully you're already either decided you've gotten out early in the bear market, or you're just going to hold on and wait it out. And then the same thing happened in 2020 into 2021. Same thing happened after COVID. Let me get to 2020 here. Wait, I ended up back in 2024 somehow. Got one more thing to do, guys. Hold on. One more thing to do before that dump. Here we go. Again, it happened in 2020 from that line at 12,799. We had this big run that didn't retest till 27,668. So there was all that trading it never came back to in the bull market. Never came back. So those gaps don't necessarily have to be filled. That's my point. Anyway, let's get back to it. Bitcoin's following Dogecoin. I mean, Dogecoin's following Bitcoin right now. We don't know what's going to happen, where this is going to play out to. Is this a reverse head and shoulders? And I say, I don't really follow those kinds of things. What do you guys think? Still above 33 cents, though having a little bit short-term bearishness right here. But we'll see. Corey? From what I heard in the news this morning, lots of corporations are getting into crypto. They're just seeing that if you've got cash on hand in your company, it's better to put it in Bitcoin than to sit there holding cash, because cash is just going to continue to inflate away. You're not doing anything with cash on your books. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yes, many charts look bearish. I agree, Jonesing. And then other charts look bullish. Depends on how you look at it. So, and that's not always true, Jonesing. Dollar rising and Bitcoin dropping, it's not always a reverse correlation. There tends to be a trend that way, but doesn't always mean it. And we saw that actually back in 2017 under Trump. Dollar was strong and Bitcoin was going up at the same time. At the same time. Bitcoin. Let's do it on the weekly so I don't have to go back quite so far here. So here's 2017. And then we can go to the DXY. And actually, yeah, the latter half of 2017 into 2019, DXY went up. So not completely reverse. And especially look at 2024. Look at this last half of 2024. Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs while the DXY is going up. So not necessarily. Sometimes there's trends that way, but not necessarily. A reverse. Get back on Doge. The next move this weekend until 36 is a fake. Cheers, everyone, for those joining in on a Friday. Thank Doge, it's Friday, TDIF. Corey just purchased a mug. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, mugs are cool. Here's my Radius Doge mug right here. If you guys are interested, I got a link to my merch store. Anybody who wants to get some Doge merch, because this stuff, you just can't find this anywhere, you know. I made these and just for you guys. I don't get much off of it, but it's really to spread the love of Doge. That's what it's about. Spreading the love of Doge. BTC going to 77K before the next move up. Huge head and shoulders, textbook stuff. There you go. Breaking charts doesn't necessarily need to do that, as I just explained. But the charts do show it. That gap doesn't need to be filled, though. Buying the dip is like rearranging your balls on a long road trip. Ziggy's trading with leverage. Gotta love those leverage traders, huh? ICP, no, Ovi. Right when ICP did its first ICO, I said, I'm not touching this. Their whole idea was going to be an internet on the blockchain. That was their first thing. And I was like, way too early for that. It's all way overhyped. Got a bunch of like VCs pouring money into this thing, and there's no proof of concept at all. And I was like, no. Since then, of course, the price completely crashed and has never really recovered. And yet they've changed their roadmap like 2 or 3 times. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all about AI agents now, you know, because that's the new shiny thing. So, hey, Joel, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Cheers. Good luck with your cat theft autumn. What's going to happen now? I think for the weekend, I think we're going to be up a little bit, but not a lot. We're not going to see a huge run. But we already got out of those big leverage dumps. And I think we can gradually start to move up in preparation for next week. That's what I think. Do you think Trump can drop interest rates with job numbers being okay? So yeah, Trump has no control over that. Jerome Powell is going to do what he's going to do. I think we're going to be in for a little shock on January 30th when FOMC meets again. They're going to pause. There's not going to be an interest rate drop. And the wording is going to be a little hawkish or just like not favorable for interest rate drops later in 2025. For some reason, they like to see unemployment go up before they drop interest rates. And everyone's going to freak out. I'm telling you right now, it's like 3 weeks before it happens. Everybody 3 weeks from now is going to be freaking out over the Fed and the FOMC. It's just another bump in the road. It's a pullback as we continue to go higher, is all it is. Klondike Hunter gifting a membership. Thank you. And who got it? Looks like Anthony Rodriguez. Anthony, congratulations. Welcome to the fam, Klondike. Thank you for your generosity. Yep, I saw your note on X. Thanks so much. Phantom Smoke is waiting for the next big dip. You just had one. Dude, you just had one right down here, 31. Do you think that's not good enough? Is that not good enough for you? You want lower? Oh, man. I don't know what to say. It's a bull market, dude. That's kind of what I think. That's why I use the magic 8-ball, right? Because TA on crypto charts is only good as lines on a chart. They can't tell you whether price is going to go up or down. Yeah, it's definitely going to drop. Absolutely, Jonesing. I don't usually predict drops, but you can count on it. January 30th. It's going to drop. I know it 3 weeks in advance. If you're going to swing trade, man, that's a date to shoot for. And, you know, I don't support crypto swing trading, but man, I can say it 3 weeks before it happens. Miko, you have to watch my 2025 Dogecoin price prediction video that shows when I forecast Doge reaching $1. You got to watch that video. Retail will come in when price starts mooning. They always follow, but you need the price action first. So if Doge all of a sudden screams up over 40 cents, which would be a good like 20% move from here, then retail's like, huh? Dogecoin? That's what it needs. That's what it needs. I've got you hooked, Phantom. What do I have you hooked on? On the dip? Buying dips? Is that your thing? Well, Jesus, you never know. Never know when the next generosity is going to come along, but for $5 a month, Jesus, if you're appreciative of the channel and you want some Dogecoin from me, you could do it yourself. Most people seem to be expecting a huge pullback before January 20th. Not me. I am not most people. I think there's going to be, I think opposite, right? I think there's going to be a run up leading up to January 20th, and then it's going to have its huge pullback on the 20th. But I will be here, and we'll be watching together on the 20th. It's going to be a long day. Even if it's dropping, I'll still be here. Even if it's dropping. Pay like a peasant, but you'll get some Dogecoin back. It's like a rebate, right? Consider it a rebate. Only a dip wants a dip. KB, no, it will not. Not quite sure what you're responding to there in the chat, but do you think coins that have utility will go down in the bear market? Yes, they always do. They always do. Even coins with utility that are doing great. I mean, you see what Ethereum did. Solana in the bear market. That FTX crash took Solana all the way down to like $8.50. Boy, if you had believed in Solana and were scooping up Solana at like $9, most people were like, they knew that connection between Solana and FTX. They knew the blockchain was having problems, but there were a lot of Solana maxis that made a crap ton of money buying Solana in the bear market. I can't talk about eBay, but I can talk about Shopify, because the Dogecoin Foundation was specifically talking about their libdoge and what they were working on with the Dogecoin core to make it easier for integration into third-party apps and websites, specifically Dogecoin. Because you've got BitPay, which can sit on top. That's what AMC does, right? So it guides you to BitPay if you want to pay with crypto, but in BitPay, you can use many different cryptocurrencies. And you're paying a third party, and the third party is taking a little slice of the pie. What the Dogecoin Foundation is doing is like, we can use this, and we can have retailers integrate it directly into their website or app, and there's no third party. There's no third party. It's just Dogecoin, wallet to wallet, and nobody else has taken a piece of it. And that is being targeted for Shopify. But I have not heard about eBay. I mean, has eBay still got PayPal on its system? And PayPal doesn't even have Dogecoin still, after all this time. Ryan, free membership. Yeah. Thank you for your support, sir. Will the upcoming US economic data push Dogecoin? Again, it's like we just had data, and the data was actually good, and the price dumped. But as I predicted, it would come back up, and it did. That's just another event to allow market makers to dump the price and take out more leverage. That's all that is. I mean, we can look at the leverage chart, and you can see exactly when these things happen. And you can see these big red after the green. You see that big green chunk, right? Taking out leverage on the dump. And then you've got people piling on, making new shorts. So then it turns around on the reds, and then they take out the shorts coming back up. So they get them both ways, between the green and the red. So that's what happens. And that's what we saw this morning. Big green, $47 million in longs taken out in 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, $47 million taken out. And then it turned around the next half hour, and it took out 32 million of shorts because it turned back around. And those were all new trades, people shorting it thinking it would go lower. And the game continues, green, red. Price continues to go up, more shorts get taken out. And that's what happened. Unemployment increase is usually a less inflationary indicator. I know. So the negative part of it is, okay, that means the Fed is not going to be prone to dropping interest rates. So let's dump the crypto market. It still doesn't make sense. Still doesn't make sense. Can't wait to see what happens next. I know, Phantom, isn't it awesome? That's the beauty of crypto trading. You don't know what's going to happen next. Election day had multiple red days leading up to it, and signs were pointing to Trump winning. The lead up to the 20th could be the same. Not really, Jared, because we know what's going to happen. It's a known thing where November 5th, even though it looked like Trump was going to win, things were down. And that's when I was buying DJT stock. I did a swing trade and scooped up a bunch of DJT stock on the low and have made a lot of money on DJT stock. Howdy, a perculum. I don't follow turbo, Kriss. Quantum computing. Yeah, there was a new report that came out on quantum computing that said it would be 20 years minimum. 20 years minimum before quantum computing chips would be at a retail level. So all that Willow thing, that was one test case that was, let's say, not really stable, that showed that it was possible, but all the quantum experts were like, yeah, that was kind of a fluke. And so that's what came out. You will sell before the 20th and rebuy. There are some who are in that camp, but it's not a lot. So be careful. The 20th could be volatile. It could go either way. I just kind of think we've seen this before, especially with a known thing. Greg gifted out 5 KrissPax memberships. Wow, Greg, thank you. Who got these memberships? It was Mansour Laflanour, Zach Dagger, Lucky Menace, Mr. Bilvbro, and GT. Welcome to the family. And thank you, Greg, for your generosity. Very nice. David thinks Doge looks great. And welcome to the fam, too. It's just building up. It's building up. Are we going to get another dip before the 20th? Probably, Adrian. But I think by a week from now, I think the anticipation is going to start building. And that's my narrative that I'm talking about and have been talking about. 17th, 18th, and 19th. BTC is now deciding slight sideways trade. Where to go next? Take out a big chunk of long and short leverage that is substantial. Exactly. That's the game right now. We need some big catalyst, some big news event to really move the market. And we haven't had that yet. And of course, Teodoro, the data will be revised lower. Exactly. They're fake numbers. They're fake numbers to make Biden still look good. They will be revised. Dump Dogecoin. It's trash. All right, Kay. Tell us how you really feel. Meanwhile, some of us have made almost $1 million on this so-called shitcoin. So there you go. So there's a setting you have to give permission to receive a free membership. Yeah, you have to go onto in the chat there, and you've got to click in order to be able to receive free gift memberships. Yep. Kilroy just bought some more Doge. Is it worth throwing money at those 4 US-based cryptos? Algorand, Hedera, Cardano, XRP, the big 4. I still believe in them. Look at Algorand, up 10% today. It was leading gainers earlier. When we looked at the ranking and we hit 24-hour, Algorand was at the top. It's now number 2. Somehow Bitcoin SV is now going up. If you're into BSV, I don't know why BSV is making a run all of a sudden, but there's Algorand number 2, and SWI is number 3 for the past 24 hours. We didn't check crypto bubbles. It's going to show a big red. I mean, a big green for BSV, huh? Yeah, there it is. BSV. Look at that. Boom. Here's Algo right behind me. Get Algo out of there. BSV, Algorand. Even Pepe's up. Nice. XLM is up. SWI right there. 10%. Nice to see some green in the market after like 3 red days, isn't it? Everybody's portfolio taking a breather, starting to move back up a little bit. But yeah, Algorand is one of the big 4. And some think that it has the possibility of, over the next few months, outgaining those other 3 because of its lower market cap. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, Algo. And people will obviously never stop leverage trading. It's like I said, Shidafu, it's a catalyst. It's the news. We need good news or bad news. I think we need some good news. I mean, really big news specifically for crypto that then gets this whole market skyrocketing back up. That's what we're waiting for. Otherwise, it'll just be more of the same. Take out the longs, take out the shorts. There's some big shorts up there, though. Hundreds of millions of dollars we saw on the heat map yesterday. It's there if they want it. I just think crypto market is the most sensitive to negative news. Yeah, I know, isn't it? You're right, Oz. It does react pretty quickly on any little bit of news, whether it's true or not. Whether it's true or not, it moves. Yep. Yeah, Jeremy's still on 98.7. I'll take it. Not a great 8-ball question at this point, though. You've been nest egging some Rumble stock. Let's see what happens with Rumble. Did you guys see, what was it, SFTS? Is that what it was called? Somebody pointed it out. SFTS? No, that wasn't the name of it. Maybe it was, I forgot what it stood for. Yeah, there it is. Star Fashion. Star Fashion Culture Holdings. STFS. Star Fashion Holdings. And I was like, what the heck? Is this one of those stupid Chinese companies too? Because you zoom out on this and you're just like, whoa, look at that. Started trading on November 14th. And since then, it is up 300%. Craziness. And it's still going up. For those into like low cap, crazy stocks, I don't know. I'm not buying any of this up here. Nope. There's some craziness, though. Hey, Dancing Doge. Happy Big Friday. Hey, Stefan. You're still waiting on your Santa rally. I know, Kyle. We had a little bit on New Year's. You do know that Dogecoin is still in the green for the month, right? Do you see that? Yes. We're up 5% for the month of January. As of right now, Dogecoin is up 5% for the month of January. And also 5% for the year. We've already outpaced most indexes for the entire year of 2025 for Dogecoin in 10 days. We've already done it. And everybody's feeling bearish. And I'm like, it's green. We're green for the month and the year so far in 2025. But people want to be bears. I get it. We need FOMO to kick in. Yeah, Bruce. Yep. Solana's purpose? Yeah, what is Solana's purpose? Is it just pump.fun and meme tokens? Or Is there something with actual utility that's going to be built on Solana? That's what I'm wondering. Hey, KB. Pat, already up $12,000. Nice. I'm in the big four and peak. I'm in all of them. Although my XRP is like really, really small because of our KrissPax DCA portfolio has the XRP. But I got a lot of Algorand, I got a lot of Cardano, and I've got a lot of HBAR. And peak. I don't have as much peak yet. We'll see where peak goes. That's up to you to decide, Jared. All 12 in my portfolio are all green today. Isn't that nice? Nice to have a green day. But we're also green on January 1st, January 2nd, to the point where for the month so far, we're green. MB just bought $500 more in peak. Good luck to us. Big volatility on the S&P as well, Dorothy. I know. It's a Friday. Usually you don't have that in stocks. Big players bucking the small players. I don't know what XDC is, John. Haven't followed it, but I know it's like it's a popular coin with some people. XDC number 72. I don't know what XDC actually does though. I've never really looked at it. It's traded most on Bybit, BitGet, KuCoin, MEXC, HTX, Bitfinex, Gate.io, BingX. So it's not on Binance. It's not on Coinbase. It's not on Robinhood. It's probably why I've never looked at this. What is the XDC network? Success depends on your network. Discover a low-cost, fast, and reliable blockchain built for everyone. A network of possibilities. Well, that means that it's not doing anything yet. It's all possibilities. I'll stick with Algorand. Thank you. I'll stick with Algorand. Hi, Ariel. Current supports, how much till it drops? Well, Adrian, how much it drops on the 20th is going to depend on how much it goes up on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. But I don't think we're dropping below like 32 cents right now. Phantom, new to the crypto world? Think you've landed in a good place? Cheers. Good luck to us. Let's go Knicks. Boy, did the Knicks ever have a great trade over the summer. Getting Karl Anthony Towns and getting rid of Randall. Wow. What a great trade that was. Corey's going for a cigarette. A pack of cigarettes is $23. Wow. It's really that much for God. Got to get off that, dude. That's a lot of money. If they want retail to jump in, they need to pump it up. That's right. Retail will follow. Retail will follow. It's going to be another big dip in the. We just had a big dip. Come on. We're just digging out of a dip. I don't want to be predicting when the next big dip is. Maybe it's January 20th. I don't. Well, thank you, Adrian. Yep, cat's killing it. I saw the Celtics play Minnesota last year here at TD Garden. And so Kat was there with Anthony Edwards, and those guys were it was just awesome. It's like Karl-Anthony Towns, he's so big, and he hits the outside shot, inside shot, wherever. What a strong dude. And they gave him up for Randall? Imagine someone going through 2 packs a day. My mother did. She was a big smoker, but that was back in the days when cigarettes were cheap. Yeah. And that's how I pretty much learned not to smoke, because I got enough secondhand smoke growing up as a kid, I think. It was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Everything smelled like that cigarette smoke, like everything in the house just had that smell in it. It was just like, and then when it's on my own, I'd get a box from my mother, and you just open up the box and like that smell would come out. Yeah. Not good. It's $14 in mass. Yeah, I have no idea what cigarettes cost. I know, Richard, right? Buy high, sell low, right? Buy high, sell low. A lot of people do that. That's why there ends up so many people who are negative about crypto. That's what happens. You guys trying to buy in. Yep. And I get it. You're just coming into the crypto world now. There are still gains to be made, I think, in 2025, but you already missed that first big run up. And of course, Bitcoin has been going up for a couple of years, slow and steady. So, and we'll be talking more about the narrative about the bear market and when you want to like get out of the risky plays and what you can do with your money if you're going to sit out a year or two. We'll be getting into that. Can we check out the heat maps? Curious about the shorts? Sure, GW. And we'll stick with Bitcoin for the most part, because again, that's what generally moves the market. It's going to be the Bitcoin. So, yeah. Bitcoin. See where we are. Dun, 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 dun. Slow. Okay. So we had this dip yesterday that took out all that leverage, hundreds of millions of dollars. And then the recovery today took out some shorts, about 50 million on Bitcoin. And then it dumped again, secondary dump, took out some of the new longs, and then came out and took some of the new shorts. So it's been a little bit up and down here. The biggest shorts are vulnerable ones are up here at 98.9, $246 million in just Bitcoin at 98.9. So that's what the heat map looks like. Now there are some longs down here, and we were looking at this yesterday, and that's where I targeted 89.8 right there. Actually, that position is now lower. It's down to 70 million. So somebody must have closed their position. There must have been some traders who closed their positions, 70.5. It was higher yesterday when we looked at that line. Interesting. We'll take a look at Doge. Probably not as much on leverage. Yeah, there's some longs down here, leverage longs, but these aren't millions of dollars though. 283, 360, 358. That's $358,000 at 30.5. So yeah, 30.5 still has a target on it for a dip for Doge. We take out that leverage down to that lightest line there, 30.5, which is support. That is long support. Look at 40 cents though. Big shorts get taken out over 40 cents on Doge. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know about you guys, but I got myself a huge pack worth of 1,000 at 32.5. And now we're up to 33.3. So you're in profit on that too. Not enough time between now and inauguration for too much manipulation. Oh, all next week. There's plenty of time. Z Ramos been holding Doge since 2021. Just bought Cardano for the first time. Good luck to us. I own Cardano as well. Thank you, Phantom. Sheeb updates. Yeah, Sheeb wants to go, but still just not. Just sideways here. Sheeb just is not moving. The interest is just not in Sheeb. After the dip on the 7th, it's really gone sideways. And that's completely different from Doge, which is usually more volatile, but moving up more. So yeah. Yeah, for vaping, yeah, go ask AJ Writes Crypto about vaping. He just landed in the hospital. That'll get you to stop vaping. I know, Omar. That's how my mother died. She thought she had pneumonia because she's been smoking. She had been smoking for pretty much since she was like 19. The only time that she stopped smoking was like 4 times. I have 2 brothers, so the 3 times she was pregnant, she stopped. And then one other time, after my dad and her had split up, she met a man, I don't know, about 5 years later, and he was really big on anti-smoking, and she'd stopped for a while, but then nothing ever happened there. And then she met another guy who was a smoker, and she went right back into smoking. So that was that. And then she thought she had pneumonia, and she was just going to like battle it out. Eventually she went to the hospital, and it was stage 4 lung cancer. And she said, yep, that's all on me. And it's like a month later, she passed away. So yeah. Anyway, we don't want to get everybody down, but yeah, Omar, I got you. If you smoke some cannabis, at least you get something out of it. Yeah. Yeah, McLean, 2 pumps. I'm still on the 2 pump bandwagon, although some people are showing charts that think this might be more like 2017 and there's only 1. But then again, if we go back to 2021 and you think about possible catalysts, we could have 2 more pumps, and they could be separated by the summer, which is why I still think there could be a fall 2025 big pump. But we'll see. There may be. DW, you don't want to go down there. I don't do Twitch, Matt, so I don't know, but apparently Dogecoin has been accepted for tips for a long time on Twitch, but not many people know about it. It's not a big deal. but I don't know about that. Hey, Adam, looks like we're going to be chopping up until pre-January 20th, most likely. Taking out the longs, taking out the shorts, doing its thing. Thinking about when X integrates Doge. Yeah. And then everyone else is going to follow suit, especially Facebook, because our friend Zuckerberg wants to be just like Elon and is now going to be starting community notes on Facebook, just like Elon. Corey's moving to Texas. Come on over. I'd love to. I would love to, but all my friends and family are here. We're all here. So got to just deal with Massachusetts, I guess. Positive open interest on Bitcoin. Degens are at it. Exactly. Yeah, John. Dogecoin's being held back, and I think so. Is it because more are waiting for money to buy more on dips and they don't want it to go flying yet? Could be. We're going up, Dorothy. Bears didn't make a new low. So again, we haven't secured 34 cents yet. That's now resistance right here in blue. So we got to get over 34. My new neighbor sold his POS house in California, built a nice 3,000 square foot home in an acre lot, had money left over in Texas. Yep. I could get a pretty nice home in Texas and have a lot of money left over. But here we are. AMR, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Been holding your Doge since 2018. You're over $1 million. Your average is really below a penny. Even with the DCA and dips you've been doing, your average is still under a penny. Wow, that's awesome. So for you new people out there, look at what this guy did. Over 6 years in, and look what he's been able to amass for Dogecoin holdings. That's dedication. And not getting shaken out on the dips, right? And now look where you sit. Absolutely awesome. And just because his average is under a penny doesn't mean that an average like in the 20s or 30s today, in 4 years, what's Dogecoin going to be? Benger Finkovich, who is spamming the chat with his big bags of money, thinks Dogecoin is going to be $10. So if you've got a 30-cent average and Dogecoin goes to $10, you're going to be like what AMR is now. The hit here wants to see whiff. Whiff has been getting slammed. Whiff has been getting slammed. Somebody said that the 2025 is not going to be the year of the meme coin. And what he meant by it was tokens, not coins. But he called them meme coins. This was Jordan Cameron. If you watch him, he does nightly live streams, mostly Bitcoin technical analysis, but he has a lot of fun. And the other day, he said, this is not the year for meme coins. And again, he really means tokens. That all of the attention is going to go towards these newer things, AI agents, RWA, DPIN, like all of that stuff. And even SWI and other newer L1s. And so all of that that's what he said. So yeah, so Jordan Camarade, here he is, Jordan. Funny guy, used to live in Boston. And meme coins are dead. This is it right here. The title of his video is Why Meme Coins Are Dead. Interesting. Very interesting take. Now he's doing a lot of it, just technical analysis, and he just mentions a little bit here and there about the news, but a lot of the charts have been breaking down on a lot of the larger cap meme tokens. And interesting thought. I'm not completely convinced, but and particularly for Dogecoin, which doesn't fit into that narrative of all of those tokens, but Bonk and Whiff and Popcat and like all of those, they've all had big runs, especially Pepe, huge runs. 2024 was definitely a meme token kind of year. But what's going to happen in 2025? So that's interesting. But yeah, this is a pretty bad breakdown for Whiff. Just some interesting observations in that Jordan video. Very interesting. Made a nice return today in Algo. Yeah, but longer term, Anthony, Algo ran to $1. Then you'll be a 3x on your buy-in if you can hold it till $1. And Bonk as well. That's just like what Jordan was saying with those meme tokens. Bonk is right there with Whiff. I still think the Solana devs are going to do something else with Bonk, and Bonk will go on another run. I'm holding for that. I'd like to see it. I'm still well up on my Bonk original purchase, but I'd like to see another big pump. Bought some more Tesla shares below 400. Buying on the dip. Tesla, 394. Ended the day at 394. It's funny, DJT stock was up today, even though Trump was convicted. And the DJT stock goes up. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Marissa, is there a giveaway? I'll be doing some giveaways this year. Yep. I'll be doing some Doge giveaways this year. And then there's the other Doge giveaway is really just gifting all of the members of the channel Doge that's in a different pot. But I will be doing some Dogecoin giveaways as well. Yes. Not today, though. The members will get Doge, but I will also be doing Dogecoin giveaways for everybody else who happens to be here on a day I do giveaways. That's coming. $1.50 NT. Yeah, why not $1.50? Which article was it? That one right there. They've got a bull pennant pattern that points to $1.33. That's pretty close to $1.50. I would take $1.33. $1.33. So there are some diagrams that are pointing to prices up there. Hey, Northern Orbit. Are we going to get back down to 30 cents? Right now, 30.5 is still my lower support. But at the moment, Shorter term, like 31.5. And that was that lowest dip that we had here yesterday. I would love to move to Texas. I think Texas would be awesome. I would do that. Stuck in Missouri, Kansas City, Rolla. I've been in Rolla. A friend of mine works at college there. Professor of engineering. Zucks to Zuck. Isn't that terrible? I just saw a couple of clips from the Rogan interview. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. But the clips I saw, him talking about what the Biden administration was making him suppress, anything about COVID and questioning the efficacy of vaccines. And he went along with it. He went along with it. And now he's like blaming Biden. It's like, hey, look in the mirror, buddy. You actually did it. You could have said no. You could have said no. And he didn't. Yeah. I know, Elijah. I'm stuck in this blue city, in a blue state. Most people here hate Trump. In Massachusetts, particularly in the Boston area, the #1 news source is MSNBC. Like all my friends on Facebook, they're like all blue-pilled. They're all blue-pilled. They just go on and on and on about Trump is bad. Trump is a convicted felon, right? That's all I see. And it's really hard. It's really hard to be here, and be like with my beliefs. But here I am. Here I am. Yeah, it's not easy. Not easy. But I deal with it. Yeah, but we have sanctuary cities here. Massachusetts, a sanctuary state with the migrants, and everybody feels bad about the migrants. But yet, someone just got arrested last week with like a huge amount of fentanyl and illegal guns. That was a migrant staying in a state-supplied hotel. And it's like, dude, really? My friends and family are here. I'm not going to give them up. After watching Vision, I feel like jumping off a bridge. Yeah, again, he's got his head in the charts, in the technical analysis, particularly that one Richter RSI thing that is signaling really big for him. The prices are going to drop. And he keeps going back to that from what I saw. I haven't watched him for a few days because like you, Bruce, I just can't watch that too often. I check in on him every now and then just to see what's going on. I'm going to nap until X implements Doge and then snack until Department of Government Efficiency enables its small business integration to sign. There you go. Yeah, Jordan Cameron, he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun. Everybody should just check out one of his nightly streams. Starts about 7 o'clock or so. And he's very entertaining. And he does his thing. You think Jordan is correct. AI tokens are pumping and the memes are not. Yep. Yeah, we didn't look at Pepe yet, Ryuzo. Pepe, again, is like a lot of those other meme tokens that went down quite a bit and not really recovering yet. On the bigger picture for Pepe, we were looking back here after that big run that Pepe had when it dropped to 0, doubled in price up to 20. That's where I sold. I sold my Pepe right there because I'd bought in at 10, sold at 20 on that run there. And that's where I bought peak then, just a couple days after that. Meanwhile, Pepe went on a second run all the way up to 28. And now it's at 17. I don't know, man. And that's what I think that's kind of what Jordan was talking about. It was like because Bonk and Whiff and others went on these big runs and have sold off by a lot. I mean, this drop here just to today is 37%. That's a 37% drop. And that's since 9th of December. So will it come back? I suppose if we go into full bull, right, everything's going up huge. Pepe will do okay, but at this point, after already going on this 3,000% gain in 2024, people trying to expect that in 2025, I don't think so. You sold your DJT at 70. Yeah, I sold mine at 52. It was after market because it never traded at 70 during daylight hours, but after market 52. And then I bought back in at 28. And now it's at 35. And that was my second swing that I did on DJT. So I've turned a $20,000 investment into like $85,000 just on a stock since September, since the end of September when I bought it. Ties here. What's the technical analysis? Crypto Rover talks. Crypto Rover is like all over the place, huge following. So I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Matt. The one that I showed today earlier is just altcoins. And again, it's just following a 4-year pattern. What's going to happen altcoin season 3? So there's no technical analysis behind this other than it happened the last 2 times. And so here we are with an inauguration coming up. Is this going to happen again? Like and subscribe. Randy, thanks for the reminder. Everybody, if you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe to the KrissPax channel. Appreciate it. And likes are not even 100 likes yet. Guys, it's a Friday. Cheers, everybody. We also have AMA time. If anybody wants to ask questions about anything else, because we do that on Fridays as well. I think we've pretty much covered most what's going on in crypto, but I'll take some crypto questions too. But certainly talking about different states to live in the United States is cool, just as well as different countries. Don't mind talking about that. But I'm stuck in a very liberal city in a very liberal state here, and I am not liberal. Not at all. I said before, leading up to the election, that my vote doesn't count. I mean, I still voted for Trump, but my vote doesn't count because Massachusetts always gets the Electoral College votes for the Democrats. Here we go. Let's go up. No stopping for Doge. About to break out. That's why we want the whales to get out of the way and let us go. XRP is not going to be used for X payments, Luffy. Elon has never talked about XRP. Never talked about it. I know the XRP army is all over X talking about XRP on X, but Elon has never said it. Yeah, one of my friends from colleges lives in Arlington. I mean, he's lived there since the 1980s. Loves it. Loves it. Oh, you're in Kansas City? Yeah, I was last in Kansas City on a business trip about when was that? Summer of 2019. We were doing a planning session there. And it was hot. It was over 100 degrees. But they bought in all this barbecue. Oh, man. That barbecue was so good. So good. You live in a blue state, but a red county. I don't think there is even a red county in Massachusetts. I think it's all blue. It's all blue. I know, the United States of Earth. Trump going to put Pangea back together. We talked about this the other day. I think it's just a ploy. It's just a negotiation ploy. Again, don't ask for what you want. You ask for the moon, and then eventually you'll get what you want. And that's all this is with Canada. The Greenland thing, who knows? People are talking about like shipping lanes where your submarines can roam, things like that. That would be advantageous to the United States. But I think the Danish government has something to say about that. Trump will make crypto great again. I believe that, Theodore. He's working on it. Have you any idea how many politicians should be felons? Yeah. A lot. Vision with TA, me for the news. That's all right, Omar. It's always good to get others' opinions. Don't just rely on this guy, right? And I see some of you guys on other channels in the chat too when I'm there, whether it's Tom Crown's or George's. So I watch those every now and then too. The fire really won't affect the crypto market intensity. Nope. Will crypto become as corrupt as our current financial system? If with spliff. It already is. Crypto's been corrupt since the start, just about. Once other people started getting a hold of it and saw that you could make a lot of money with it. That's how the whole Silk Road started. Was that people could buy illegal stuff online and transact with Bitcoin. So yeah. And that's exactly my belief as well, Nelson. I love people coming to this country to have a shot at life and freedom, but do it the right way. Don't come in illegally. And Tom Homan's going to be starting in 11 days. I give it 11 because the 20th is inauguration day. So let him start on the 21st. I hope he comes up here to Massachusetts and starts here because of the so-called sanctuary city and sanctuary state designation, and make a point. Get him out of here. I hope that's where he starts. It's wild to think of Texas as a swing state now, isn't it? You converted Pepe to Sui a long time ago. Nice, Theodore. I converted Pepe to Peak. And my Peak is more than doubled. And Pepe is below where I sold it at. So that's pretty good. Got a sub. Thank you, Dustin. Got a follow, Nelson. Thank you. Doge dominance is here, right near the Gulf of America. Oh, that's awesome. From Texas as well, Anthony. Yeah, we got some likes up. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not a fan of XLM. Again, it just follows XRP for the most part. I know it's been doing well, but still not a fan. We talked about ICP earlier, James. We covered that already today. Cheers, Susan. Hit the like, everybody. Which one, Corey? There's a lot of Bitcoin documentaries out there. You can just see them all over YouTube. There's a bunch of them. Just tuning in, buddy. We're doing good. Theodore's in Denver. Mile High. That was a bummer when the Celtics played the Nuggets and Jokic didn't play. I was looking forward to that. But I guess he's still injured. You're going to move to the Philippines, John. Good luck with that move. Derek, the fart coin question. I think it's been going down too, hasn't it? The old fart coin. That's a pretty big drop. And this is just since last Friday. So for the week, Fartcoin is down almost 50%. So I think people are profit taking. A lot of profit taking going on in Fartcoin. Sharkcoin, yeah. Yeah. But some people may see it as a buying opportunity here. We had 92 cents as support, and that was from back. That was from a while ago, right? Yeah, that was from back here, back middle of December. Actually dropped below, came up and retested it, but dropped lower. How do you do technical analysis on Fartcoin? I mean, come on. It had so much promise. You guys are great. For those who took profits in 2024, and then you've got to write that in on your IRS tax form that you made like thousands of dollars on Fartcoin. I love it. You're in a blue county, Brian, really? I'm blue here. Blue. Very, very far left. FXRP. Thank you, MB. Sub, joined, hanging out. We're here on a Friday. Not much going on. I mean, Dogecoin is holding well in the 33s, which is good. Bitcoin in the 94s, holding well. Looks like it's trying to get back over 95K. We were watching Algorand earlier. It's up over 10% for the day, one of the leaders, except for BSV, which is up higher today for some reason. As a European, Harry says, I like Trump, but this Greenland thing is crazy. I know, that came from out of nowhere. That came from totally out of nowhere. Greenland. Yeah, Susan. It's kind of a losing cause right now, particularly when you have Senator Warren and Senator Markey, who actually voted against what's her name, Layden Riley, the bill that would automatically deport migrants who create crimes. And they voted against it. It's like, really? How do you not deport people who came into this country illegally and commit crimes? and you're going to shelter them? Why would you vote for that? Ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with BitBoy. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't really watch much of his stuff anymore. Ranting and raving just continues, and it's just, but he still has a lot of followers. Yeah, so price targets for the most part, happy bouquet, is like double from here. Double from here. That's my target. And it's going to be over the next 2 to 3 months because we're going to buy a house. And when the right house comes along, we're just going to take a lot of our profits. It doesn't mean I'm getting completely out of crypto, but a lot of it is going to be a timing thing as well, based on what we can afford. If the right house comes at a certain price, I'm just going to, and I know I'll be leaving profits on the table, most likely. But I've done very well the past couple of years with this bull market so far. And we're getting really close. So that's my plan. It was a 100-day plan for 2025 till the middle of April. And that's kind of our target. So it's not really a specific price target for the coins, but it's more about the timing for me and what house comes up on the market that we want to buy. That's what it's going to be more about. No, we're staying in Boston area, Vincent. If the right house came tomorrow, Ryan, yes. If the right house came tomorrow, I would be taking profits. And I know it's still early and there's more gains to be had, but again, that was my goal. Again, that was my plan when I started this 2 years ago of like going all in on crypto. It was to get that house that we want for our long time house and to get it without a mortgage, no bank, no mortgage, buy it for cash. And sure, that could be tomorrow if the right less expensive house came along, and less expensive in Boston is relative because the price of a less expensive house that meets all of the things that we want is like a mansion in other parts of the country. But it is what it is. This is where my job is. This is where my family is. This is where my friends are. It is what it is. People don't like Ted Cruz, but he's pro-crypto, Ryan. Pro-crypto. So Matt, this main chart here is tradingview.com. And all of these lines and circles and all this that I draw, this is the free version. I do not pay for the advanced version. I just do the free version here. Just to show what's possible so you guys can do your own charting. So easy to do. I follow other people and I watch what they do and I learn some things, but a lot of stuff that they do is in the paid version. There's a lot of YouTube guys like Tom Crown. He's got a paid version, obviously, all the things he does. But this is what I do. You can start doing this. You just start, once you start like drawing some of these lines and looking at patterns, it's amazing how much you can learn on yourself, just by yourself doing this. So yeah, I recommend it, Matt. Have I heard about the L hunt? No, Stone. Again, tokens and pre-sale, I don't do anything about those. I buy legitimate cryptocurrencies that are already trading. I don't gamble like that. You missed a half hour to get your haircut. Cavaliers have a great team intensity. There's no doubt. And beating Oklahoma City was a big deal. We know a lot about Cleveland because in Boston, Cleveland is a big rival, but they're playing great. There's no doubt. Hector's going to jump into traffic, listen to the live stream. Drive safe, Hector. Has Wall Street made up their minds? The job numbers? Nope. Fake news, as Trump would say. Fake news. Those aren't real numbers. There's no way those are real numbers. But that's going to lead, people think that's going to lead to Jerome Powell continuing to pause more rate cuts, which we will find out in just under 3 weeks now, the next FOMC meeting. And early on the stream, I already called it. They're going to have a big dump in crypto prices on that day. It just is what it is. Hello, Abba. Whatever happened to all those Doge people that were around before SNL? I know. That's life, DW. They just fly by the wind. Longer term, with Dogecoin, it's still out there. And I believe it. So I hope Robinhood doesn't lock up. Vlad says that they had engineers working on the platform and the stress test, and we've already seen it slow down around election time. There was some pausing going on. It wasn't completely locked up, but it wasn't great. Susan, it's not TGIF. No. It's not TGIF. It's TDIF. TDIF. Thank Doge, it's Friday. TDIF. Yeah. I saw that, Ryan. That was hilarious. The Gulf of Texas. Why not have fun with it, right? Bob Joe from Italia. Welcome. Hope everything's okay in Italy. I was there back in March. We went to Rome. We went up to Florence. We spent a day driving through Tuscany, visiting the hill towns, went to a vineyard, went all the way over to Pisa. Good time. It was a great time to be there too. It was a little chilly, but sun was out and it was warm with the sunshine and not a lot of tourists in March. There were still some, particularly around like the big tourist stops. Like Trevi Fountain is just always busy, but yeah, great time in Italy. Love that country. Most of crypto held up well. We had a bit of a dip this morning, but I predicted it would bounce back, and it certainly did. I know, isn't that something, Adam? It was a really simple bill, wasn't it? But yet, Warren and Markey voted against it. Why would the Chinese be allowed to strip Greenland for natural resources? Is the Danish government doing something with the Chinese for Greenland? I thought it was more of this, the Russians with the Arctic Circle. Yeah, I think Katja here has it correct. So Christoph, you were originally from Poland. I could kind of guess that by your name. Moved here at 17 when my dad won the green card lottery back in the day. Paid my dues, and now you're trading Dogecoin. The American dream, isn't it? Isn't that awesome? Love that. Yeah, you listen to Ben Shapiro. I just can't take him for the whole. I mean, I already know what he's going to say about whatever the latest news is before he says it. Sometimes it's entertaining, but sometimes it's just predictable and gets to be a little bit of a bore because he kind of overdoes it a little, in my opinion. I appreciate more from Ben. I like his lectures, especially the Q&A sessions. That's when Ben is the best. I like to watch those because those are generally really good, really interesting. The day-to-day stuff, commenting on like the day's news, to me, it's almost predictable what he's going to say. Every once in a while, there's a news story that is interesting enough for me that I haven't already been sort of deluged on X with all of the conservative views. But overall, though, Shapiro's, I mean, he's so bright. So bright. Hoping Nancy Pelosi gives us a Dogecoin and algorithm price prediction. If she starts buying, you got to jump in. Yeah, what the hell's about Fartcoin having the same price? There's just a lot less Fartcoins in circulation than Dogecoins. Yeah, Victor, we've been going back and forth about the size of house. I want a smaller house. She wants a bigger house. We're arm wrestling over the size of house we want. But we'll see where we end up. Probably somewhere in between. Your in-laws moved from Marlborough down to Rhode Island to get out of Massachusetts. Thank you, Susan. That's our plan. Mortgage-free, courtesy Dogecoin, and a few other cryptos, helping us achieve our goal. I'm holding to prove to all my followers that Doge will be a normal currency. We'll be using it just how we use Apple Pay. Isn't that nice? I'm not going to sell all my Dogecoin. I'm going to sell a chunk of it. Again, depending on how much the house costs versus my overall portfolio size, keeping some to pay the taxes on the capital gains, on the profits. But yeah, I hope Kevin TA will give us hope for Doge. Hey, Kevin's supposed to post something on Doge. He said he had this, he said he had a chart coming up. Here's what he posted. I have a very interesting Dogecoin chart to share later. Don't want to post on the phone. It's a good one. Of which I said we are waiting. Kev, what do you got? Nope, he hasn't posted it yet. And that was from 2 hours ago. We're all waiting, Kev. We're waiting. We want to see your chart. You're welcome, Phantom. And good luck on your crypto journey. The only debt you have is this month's credit card, and you would like to keep it that way. That is my goal too. Once I get this house, that's it. No more debt. Living debt-free. I'll have to pay my property taxes and my insurance every month, yes. And I'll pay my credit card off every month. And about I have a lot of left over to start putting back into crypto come 2027, maybe end of 2026. We'll see how things go. A super sticker from Intensity. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Cheers to you. Happy Friday. Hope all is well. Hey, when Trump comes to negotiation, remember the art of the deal and all that? You can see it. You can see what he's doing. What do I like to do as a hobby? Right now, this is it. This is like all of my time when I'm not doing my normal job. Generally this. There's cooking, of course. And that's just half the time I do the cooking. We are having another pizza tonight. A little bit different. We're having ham on pizza. So if you guys don't like ham on pizza and think that that's totally obnoxious, let me know in the chat. But if you're okay with ham, we just had a ton of this leftover ham from Christmas, and it's been sitting in the freezer. So we took it out the other day to thaw it, and we had ham and mac yesterday, and today ham's going on the pizza with some mushrooms. So it's ham and mushroom going on the pizza today. Yeah, don't have any pineapple in the house. I do like some pineapple, Peter, but we don't have any pineapple. It's going to be mushrooms, though, ham and mushrooms. XRP to God, these $300 things for XRP are just crazy. Do you know how many trillions of dollars of market cap that is? Man. Celestia had this huge token unlock, almost doubled the number of tokens, dipped a little bit going into that, and then after it just started getting bought right back up. I don't know. I got out of it with a profit before that huge unlock happened last month. Kyle went to Boston for the first time 3 years ago, went to the aquarium. Yeah, we've got a cool aquarium. And snow, we have that too. But yeah, very, very cool aquarium. One of those late 60s, early 70s concrete buildings. I think it was in the 70s it was built. And it's very cool, the way the big tank is and the penguins underneath. It's all really cool. Yeah, not going out to Worcester. Too far away from Boston. We want to be close to Boston. You're in Lucca. I love Lucca. Lucca's the town that has the wall that goes around it and the trees growing up on the wall. I think that is so cool. It's such a cool town. Yep, I've been there to Lucca. I've got no interest in XLM. Everything is made up. Franklin Templeton connection? No, it's made up. Yeah, Adam, but well, we have cleaners. The cleaners don't come off. It's like once a month. Once a month, they do a big house clean, which is nice to have that. And we just do the little spot stuff in between. But yeah. China's trying to mine iron ore. But how do they get that approval to do that in Greenland? No, my brothers are spread out. One's in Florida and one's in Idaho. We just got spread out around the country. I think we're at the point where all this data and jobs, interest rate cuts doesn't matter. The pump wants to happen. Exactly. But that whole breakout is being suppressed, being held back. That's what I say. And all of this day-to-day stuff, economic data, again, just gives the market makers an excuse and an opening to take out leverage trades. That's all it is. Take out the leverage trades. Canadian bacon, pineapple pizza. Yeah, you got to have a little meat on there. Well, we don't have any pineapple in the house, so it's going to be mushrooms tonight. Yeah, we'd have to redesign the flag of Canada and Greenland. How to add more stars. Well, Matt, they've already changed the definition of the word. It used to be aliens. Remember? They used to be aliens. Remember when Genesis came out with that song? Illegal Alien? That song isn't looking so good today. But yes, they were called aliens. But no, now they're migrants. They're in this country illegally. That's not migrant. You're here illegally. Sorry, you got to go. Tom Homan's going to come get you. See, Mikkel, that's what's happening. You think there's a pump coming on the 20th. I think there's a pump coming before the 20th, leading up to the 20th, and most likely it's going to dump on the 20th. Because I'm contrarian and I just go against what everybody thinks. Michael Jackson, can you just stop with that crap? I mean, I love you, man, but dude, can you make some better chats? It's just getting old. I'm serious, dude. It's just getting old. Getting old. Be original. Do something neat. Not that same crap, please. Curse of the curses. Some is best. XRP and XLM. Pineapple and mushrooms. Well, that's what we got. So, yeah, how do we put a maple leaf on the on the American flag? A lot of Mohammeds and Tangiers, Raiden. Yeah, that's been going for a long time. Northern Africa, that's been going for a long time. And in fact, there's a lot of them leaving Northern Africa for Italy. Yep. Yeah, Anthony, I'll look it up later. We don't have to do that now. For China and Greenland. I just hadn't heard that before, but I'll look it up. SIA. Boink, what is going on with SIA coin? I thought SIA was going to be great. Sometimes it just goes on its own, and sometimes not. This is an old one left over from 2021. Everyone thought this was going to be the next big thing, and like storage. They were going to try and incorporate their coin into security and storage or something. Still under a penny. But every once in a while, it shoots up. And we saw that in February. SIA had a big buildup late 23, and in 2024, it did this huge, massive thing up to 2 cents. Huge. And then before you knew it, in the summertime, it was half a penny. But yeah, that's the potential there. Another big run like that. But whether this is really like going to be a real world asset or not, I don't know. I owned some a few years ago and sold it. Made a little bit of money on it, but totally missed this thing. Yeah, this one trades just really weird. Just goes on these runs like out of nowhere. And sometimes when it's going down or when everything else is going down, SIA is going up. Falling in line a little bit more like everything else right now, but still 4% for the day, pretty good. Dogecoin's really starting to slow down. Volume is like almost nothing now. It's flattening out. End of the week. Peter Brandt said that the S&P pattern is consistent with the final top. Does TradingView have an app on the iPhone? Yes, it does. I have it right here. I do have it. You get your watch list, and this is the same watch list. Well, no, you have to make it a separate one than what you have on the computer, I think. Or maybe mine just is because I logged in differently. But you can do a straight single line chart like that. Here, let me, yeah, it's not going to hide anything here. So there it is, TradingView app. And you can change the, you can change them to candles like that. So that's TradingView on an iPhone right there. And then you can just change between looking at daily, weekly, monthly. You can go to all. So, yeah, there's Dogecoin for the past year. So yeah, you can do that. But for drawing lines and things, the phone's really hard. Some people do it, but I just find it so much easier to draw on my laptop computer and make charts that way. Vlog videos of countries. Sure. We'll do that when we get traveling because I need to stay in touch with everyone. So yeah, I'll definitely do that. No pickleball league. Maybe someday, Northern, but I don't have time. I don't have time to be playing. I would love to learn it, actually. Played a little on vacation a couple of years ago, just to try it out because the resort we were at had a pickleball court, I guess you call it. So I wanted to see what it was like. I used to play tennis a lot. I'm a really good tennis player. And I've watched like these old retired tennis players like Andre Agassi and John McEnroe playing pickleball. And I was like, that looks like a cool game. So I'd like to get into it, but not right now. Do I have family members involved in crypto? A little bit. A little bit. But not all in like me. Not all in. So, will Dogecoin be close to Bitcoin? So, Tonkei, are you asking about like its total market cap? Like getting to be like a $2 trillion asset? That would be like $20 Dogecoin? No. Let me do the math here. Maybe $17 Dogecoin? Who knows? Someday, maybe. Someday. Of course, I mean, Bitcoin would be worth a lot more at the time too, if Dogecoin's going up like that. There's always that. Dogecoin isn't going to go up to $2 trillion and Bitcoin just staying flat. So, Ahmed has the daily chat. I get one of these every live stream. Should I buy more now or wait for the dip? And you guys probably already know how I'm going to answer this. Ahmed, it's not all or nothing, right? So if you've got $1,000 to spend on crypto, Maybe you put 100 in now or 200 in now. DCA, as Chad says, exactly. It's not all or nothing. Put some in now, just to get this price. And if it goes lower, then you buy some more at a lower price. And if it goes even lower, then you get even more at a lower price. But you don't know that it's going to go lower. It might actually turn around and go higher from here. So that's what I say is it's not an all or nothing deal. Okay? It'd be $12. Yeah, 12 something, right? Gets you to $2 trillion. Not quite yet. I know Ali was showing $18 on his chart. I know that. I'm just like, oh God, $18. Should I buy Doge now or wait for $1? You know what the FOMO is going to be in at like 95-cent Doge? Just like we saw with Bitcoin at 99K, like all these people buying Bitcoin. It's like, dude, you could have bought Bitcoin like 2 weeks earlier for like 75K. But that's what happens. I'm new. If I invest in Doge, I will double my return, take my initial investment out, and then do the same with other cryptos, leaving my winnings. Is that a taxable event? Yes, it is. Right. When you say take my initial investment out, that means you have to pay capital gains taxes on the profit from that initial investment. So yes, whatever you sell, that's a taxable event. Okay. Raiden bought some Gala. Gala. I have not looked at Gala in a long time. I didn't know people were still buying this. So it dipped down to 3. You said last night? Yesterday afternoon, it was 3.2. Early this morning, it was 3.3. So maybe 3, yeah, right down here. So if you got it at the bottom to right now, you'd be up 7%. So you got it somewhere down here. What's this thing going to do? I don't know. When I initially bought it, I bought it at 3.9. This was a couple of years ago. I took profit. I don't remember exactly when. I think it was 2023. I took profit on a spike and I moved this into something else. So I don't have Gala anymore. So yeah, 5th of December, it was up here at 6 cents. So it lost almost half of its value on the dip. Yeah, that wasn't in too short of a time. From the 4th of December to the 20th. It's like 2 weeks, it went down 55%. But we could see, again, I don't know the whole gaming thing with crypto and how that's going to turn around and come back with crypto gaming. Gala is right there. I don't know if the two partners are still suing each other, whether that's resolved or not. I haven't kept touch with it, but I knew that was happening. Could be a great project if we see crypto gaming come back like it was in 2021, or at least the hype around it. So yeah, good luck with your Gala. Can't wait till it's over $1. And people ask, should I wait till Doge to go back to $1? I know, Adam, right? Oh. Realistically, I mean, I kind of think it'll be up over 40 cents that next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend. And then what happens on inauguration, who knows? That's kind of what I'm looking at, though. Yep, Hector, but Hector in the car, it's a good goal. You're typing a chat while you're driving. Hopefully you're at a stoplight. Yeah, I've been talking about financial freedom for a couple of years here, and have talked many times about the path to do that, which turns into wealth building, because you got to get rid of debt, and that's the biggest thing, is getting things paid off, so then you can enjoy life and not have to worry about the money side of things that much. And for us, this is our last step, is getting the house with no mortgage. That's the last step. But yeah, getting out of credit card debt that I had, getting out of, finally paying off the car. I had the school loans paid off a long time ago, and cutting down on a lot of the extras. So we have Verizon Fios for our internet and cable. It's fiber optic network. But I don't pay extra, don't do Amazon Prime. I don't do like Apple TV, don't do the Disney Channel or Hulu or any of that extra stuff. So, Kevin, you haven't heard my whole story. I've had a house for decades, but it was always big mortgage and just living paycheck to paycheck. So what we're doing now is transitioning to having a house paid off. Yeah, I've lived in a nice house for decades, but it was a big mortgage. And that's just, I'll tell the whole story at some point in time, because there's a reason how it got to be that bad. I don't want to get into it right now, but in the end, I'll tell the whole story out. But yeah, it was a tough situation and had to build up. Unfortunately, I got in a position where I couldn't pay off my credit cards. And so I started accumulating some debt on credit, which was a bad, slippery slope to start. Because once you start going there and you've got like this 18 to 20% interest, and then if you miss a payment, you have additional fees on top of that. And it's just it's a bad place to be financially. So it took a long time to clear all that up. And then and get out of that mess. I mean, all while having kids and doing all of that, it just was a lot of money and got behind. So started to turn it around, and most of that was starting second business, hustling on the side, just getting that extra money. I mean, I'm an architect. Architects get paid fairly well, but it's not a wealthy profession. So, I mean, I didn't go into architecture thinking I was going to make a lot of money. I went into architecture because I was going to change the world, right? World building. Designing buildings that people would love and enjoy and be educational and all of that, which I still do, and that's awesome. It just doesn't pay a lot. I should have gone into like computer programming when I did, because that's where the money ended up being. But that's how things are. But yeah, there's a long story there, and I don't want to get into it now. Cipher mining stock. Is that like real world mining? I don't get into that. I've got CleanSpark for Bitcoin mining, and I'm up on that pretty decently. AV, you've been doing some swing trading on Doge. Looks like you had some good timing there. Good luck. Oh, bad traffic. There you go, Hector. Yeah. Yeah, once coins get up there in their market cap, they are more trustworthy. Some of the memes, though, still, like Sheeb, still don't know. It's still way up there, but God, not performing well. Yeah, Amazon Prime anymore. I mean, just make sure that you buy at least $35 worth of stuff and you get free shipping. Now, you don't get the priority stuff like Amazon Prime does, where like it's next day for free. But do you really need that? Do you really need that? And it's like a football game is only being shown on Amazon Prime. Well, I guess I'm not watching that football game then. It's an easy decision to make. Easy decision to make. Almost paid off the credit card with the last spike, waiting for the next spike to pay off the line of credit. Way to go, Adam. You'll feel so much better when you get that done. Bull Run's in the house. What's up? Happy Friday to you. Cheers. We said TDIF for thank Doge. It's Friday. If you didn't see my X post, I'll start a new one because we're still checking on Kev there on that other one. But yeah, thank Doge. It's Friday. There you go, Bull Run. Thank Doge. It's Friday. What did Kevin post? Nope, not yet. 3 hours out now. No Kev Capital post. We're waiting. You're in architecture? Awesome. None? Cool. Fellow architect. I was into computer-aided drafting. Switched to computer repair. Started a small shop. That's very cool. Yeah, that's what my brother did. He got into computer repair, and actually in the 1990s, he got into like getting people set up on the internet, which at that time was a big deal. Because you basically had to have a modem, and then there were ways to do custom T5 lines into your house. And so he was doing that. And eventually, when satellite communications were just starting for internet, he got into that and he made a lot of money. He and a buddy of his started a company that eventually got bought out because they were able to have like live internet in the middle of a conference, and like they were the only booths were the ones that he and his buddy were supporting, and everybody else's were just static like PowerPoint presentations. But they had this thing where they could set up live internet, and it was like huge, and somebody bought him out. He made millions. What do you want me to look up now, Kriss? I don't know what you want me to look up. The Kev Capital thing is the only thing I know that was out there. Got to be a little more specific other than look it up now. I've made so much more ROI in my Doge than I have in Bitcoin. Why do you invest in Bitcoin? Mostly because when markets go down, your Bitcoin is a better safe haven than Doge. Doge will always drop harder than Bitcoin. And we saw that particularly in 2022. And even in early 2023, or most of 2023, Bitcoin outperformed most altcoins because alts through the summer of 2023 were still in bear market, but Bitcoin had gradually gone up from like 16K to 26 and 30K. And Doge was still around 6-7 cents. So, yep. Hello, David. Mario sitting on 2.6 mil. That's right where I am. You're going to sell on the next pump? I'll take a little slice. I'll take a little slice. Yes, we work many, many hours and don't get a great reward. That is architecture. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. You could start a small local internet company. And that's what my brother did. He and his friends started their own little internet company. It was out in Boise, Idaho. They were buying Micron computers. Micron was right there in Boise, and setting people up. You know, 160,000 Doge is a decent amount. Again, it depends on your financial situation. Everybody's is different. So for some people, 160,000 is a goal. It's a huge amount. And for others, it's not as much. I mean, once I sell a lot of Doge, I hope to at least have 160K. Maybe I'll have 500K still, maybe hopefully more, again, depending on the size of the house and then the tax situation. So, yeah. Corey's got Bonk and Pepe, 10-year hold. Or are you doomed? We have no idea what's going to happen. Meme tokens, meme coins, have no idea. You could make a lot, you could lose a lot, or you could just be the same. I have no idea. Cheers, Bull Run. From Costco. Vacation almost over. Yeah, a lot of talk about Costco recently. I don't know where all that came from. I've been seeing a lot of Costco related memes and other stuff, and I don't know why that all started, but exactly. Cancel the Prime. Don't need it. I mean, it's not a lot of money, but it's still on a monthly basis. It's just something else. It's just something else. It's like people wonder, why don't you use Spotify? And it's like, I've got 4,000 songs on my phone. I own all the MP3s. I'm not really into new music. If there's something that comes out, like a new 21 Pilots album that I mean, I like those guys, I'll buy it on iTunes. But for the most part, I'm not buying new songs. I'm listening to all the stuff I listened to in the 70s and 80s and 90s. So, and it's all there. So why do I need Spotify for? Oh, you might find some great new stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm good. So don't need Spotify. Costco is my middle name. Yeah. We really just don't buy that much. And we like fresh produce. And we've got a place that we get our fresh produce at that's pretty reasonably priced. So we're good. We're really good. But yeah, all that bulk buying stuff, yeah, we don't do that. Yes, I will invest in the next bear market, Luca. We'll see how things play out. But again, if we follow the 4-year cycles, Crypto Rover here had this nice chart here showing what happened with altcoins. Huge run in 2017, but 2018 and 2019 were bear. Up 2020 into 2021, and then 22 and 23 were bear. So what's going to happen now? 2024 goes up into 2025. 2026, we could be on the downside. That's not the time to be buying, especially late 2025. You're buying at the top if it follows the 4-year cycles. So I'm not buying any more crypto now. Right now, it's all in anticipation of buying this house. So I'm not buying any more. We'll sell my slivers, ladder out, whatever I need to buy the house, and then hold on to the rest, and then wait and see what happens through the rest of 2025 into 2026. Are we going to have a bull market or a bear market, I mean? And I'll do what I did this past cycle. I'll be buying again at the bottom. That's my plan. Yeah, and what will be my picks in the next bear cycle? That's a good question, Adam. Well, Doge will be in there, of course. But what else? I will still be holding on to some Doge. I'll still be holding on to my Bitcoin. Everything else, except Peak, I'm going to hold on to Peak just because it got in at the beginning. Got to see where that project goes. Everything else, don't know. We'll see what's going on. Come on, Doge, let's go. Yeah, the term reflections. That was that whole safe moon thing, right? You'll get your reflections. Well, the price is like dumping. You can take your reflections and shove it. Sort of reflections. I don't think anybody even does that anymore when they make tokens, where you have to pay this extra that goes into the community wallet or to the developers. I don't think anybody does that anymore. In 2021, that was a huge thing. There were some that had like 50% reflections. It was like, really? You paused your prime. Hello, Blake. How are you? Jam Tom Petty all day. I got some Tom Petty on my phone. Good song. Good songs. Good jamming songs. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be holding Peak through it. It's a growing project. So very early. I'm still targeting $3 this cycle, which would be awesome. We'll see whether we get there or not. Still a 6x from here with Peak around 50 cents. Absolutely, Tunkay. I will still be here on YouTube, still following crypto and still with you guys all the way through. Not going anywhere, but we will be watching what's going on. I mean, I was here live streaming and making videos all through the bear market. 2022, 2023, I was here. So we'll still be here. You paid off your third vehicle last month, got a title, feels good. Nice. Because I know in Arizona, that weather changes a lot. You need another vehicle. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Not looking at prices. We'll buy more when you can afford it. It's a good way to do it. Nope, I don't have YouTube Premium. And I don't need YouTube Music. Like we talked the other day. If there's a good enough song I can't find anywhere else and it's on YouTube, I've got ways I can download it. I've got ways I can download it and get it onto iTunes and into my phone. So I do that, yes. It's not that hard to do. You just need the right software. Now, it's not the highest quality. You get an MP3 file at about 128. Not great, but it doesn't cost anything. Doesn't cost anything. But every once in a while, there's a song that either I forgot that I really like. All of a sudden, it comes across my mind, see it somewhere, and it's just, oh, I like that song. And so you just see, Metallica was all after Napster, right? And that was really for people who were sharing, is what they were against. Not the downloading as much as the sharing. And that's what Napster and LimeWire and that other one, I forget its name, was about. Was because then you'd have it on your computer and you would share it with other people. So they wouldn't be downloading it from a site. They would be sharing all of these files amongst different computers. And that's what Lars was really against. But yeah. From your winter prediction pump, if X doesn't indicate any new for Doge, does that mean the top would be in spring? And no top again until 2026? No, it would be no more top until like 2028 or 2029, following the 4-year cycles. But we're not done with this bull market yet. We're not done. We're having fun, bull run. Yes, the Napster days. I may have participated. Maybe. A little bit. Nice little end of the day run. It would be nice. Kazaa. Yes, that's the name, Adam. Kazaa. Yes. But on Kazaa, the record producers were flooding Kazaa with the popular songs, but they would only have like a snippet of the song that would just repeat. And then they would start sharing that. And that's what was happening on Kazaa, because that would drown out the actual full song. And they would just have only those partial bits that would just loop for the same amount of time. So if it was a 3-minute and 40-second song, they would make a looping like 20 seconds that would repeat throughout that 3 minutes and 40 seconds. And they would upload that. Pretty smart. That was their way of combating the downloading. And there may have been some viruses around there too. MySpace was before that. That was before Napster. Yeah, I remember Tom. My first online friend was Tom. I don't do told you so, Daniel. That's not me. No told you so's here. Only if someone's like being really nasty to me. Then I'll use those words. But for all you guys, there's no told you so's, because I could have been saying that like a lot, but I don't. Hey, Josh, I've tried TA, but I think you've been an architect. You can see patterns better than I. Again, technical analysis really isn't the end all when it comes to looking on whether you should buy or hold or sell. Again, I look at the liquidations, I see the prior prices, and I watch the news, what's going on in the overall world. And a lot of it is knowing when to de-risk, because there's going to be a point in time in 2025 when all of a sudden the markets are going to dump. And you don't want to be holding all your bags when that happens. Because I did that in 2021, and I've lived through that. Should I move all my positions on Doge to the same exchange? Keep them in different ones? Does it matter? Nope, doesn't matter. I've got Doge in like 6 or 7 different places. Doesn't matter. And in fact, it's probably safer to do that, and just in case something happens on one of them. Just in case. Another security sort of de-risking is to have your portfolio in multiple places. Got to have a car for every occasion. Truck for off-roading, SUV for shopping. And then that fancy car. Wonder what kind of fancy car you got, Bull Run. Oh. Your PC crashed for many weeks. You had your wallet in it. Yeah. That was probably crazy. My AIM screen name. Oh, it was a number. I did have a number. It wasn't a name, it was a number on AIM. I could have it written down somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, it was a number. I had an AIM number. That, see, if people don't know that, then they weren't around then. We know Kriss told us so. Yeah. Did you have arguments with your friends after you placed your top 8? Is that back to MySpace? Is that a MySpace thing, Adam? I don't remember. But I did have music that played. Like if somebody went onto my MySpace page, there was music that played. I had it all customized out. That was MySpace. It was awesome. Yeah, MySpace. That's what I thought. That was a MySpace thing. You could rank music and books and all sorts of other things. You could display that all on your page. I remember that. Yep. Good times. We're just reminiscing right now, Shay, of old times with some of the old fogies here online. No, right now, I mean, 33.5 is good for Doge. We watched it. We followed this pattern here that Doge had from yesterday or from Wednesday, the Wednesday dip. Then we had the Thursday morning dip. And then we had the Thursday evening dip. And how that pattern that we had on Dogecoin was exactly the same pattern that played out for Bitcoin. And so what we were saying was Doge was generally just following Bitcoin trading, a little more volatile, particularly on the downside, but that's what we saw. And then on coming back up, Bitcoin actually came up more than Dogecoin. But when Dogecoin came up, we identified this downward sloping resistance line, which had traded up above, came back and retested, and then moved higher. That was a very bullish move. And that's what convinced me that at least in the short term, we weren't coming back down to 31.4. We'd broken out of that. And that's what that diagram was. Bitcoin did the same thing. We identified the downward sloping resistance line. Bitcoin traded up above it, came down and retested, and then moved higher. When the unemployment numbers came out this morning and we had that big shakeout, Bitcoin actually came down lower than Doge. Bitcoin was really volatile here, jumped all the way down to 92.2. But then when it recovered, blasted all the way up to 95.7. So that was pretty volatile. And as we noticed in the chat, the S&P 500 had a pretty volatile trading day too. But Doge wasn't as volatile actually, and is now showing pretty good strength here at 33.5. So we're halfway between this red line and blue line. 34 cents looks to now be a short-term resistance with maybe 33 cents as support. So we'll see how that goes Friday night into the weekend. That's what we'll be watching here. So that's kind of a preview of the beginning of the stream. We were sort of going through that. And it's playing out just kind of as I thought. So that's where things look right now. But thanks for asking. burning CDs. You had to walk softly. I know those blank CDs that you burned on, they would skip. I remember that. Yeah, they would skip. Patience, yes, KB. They say hero. Who's they? Who is they that is saying a meme coin will never reach $1? Doge BTC is rising at a higher percentage. Yeah, we haven't looked at that. Let's zoom out a bit. I always zoom out before I get to the Doge BTC trading pair. So this was my prediction. And that prediction was made back here after the pre-Christmas dump. Well, that was the pre-Christmas dump and then the recovery. And then from there, this was my prediction for Doge. And actually, we got like 2/3 of the way up before that broke down. So that wasn't bad. But yeah, now we're halfway between 30 and 40 again on the Doge BTC trading pair. Doge dominance is at 1.5%. We want to see it get back up to 2%. Got to get back up there as a target for Doge dominance. What else is moving? Algorand. Better recovery than most, now up at 38 cents for Algorand. And then we had, which we never actually looked at the chart, but any of you guys into BSV? 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 Look at that today. BSV up almost 20% today. So somebody was buying this. I don't know what. But that was BSV today. Let's go Doge. Nice into the weekend. See some green candles. Yeah, we need to get over 34 cents. Agreed, Oz. The advertising I have no control over, John. Google does that when they do it, and I don't have it set to like aggressive advertising, so I don't know. Sorry about that. Weekend trading will be lame. Maybe, Chad. There's been some negativity, but I don't know. I just feel like today, a little more positivity back. You've got millions of Pepe, Nigel. Millions of Pepe. Okay, gang, that's what we've got for Friday. I'll be back live on Sunday. That'll be my next live Sunday evening. So hope to see you guys here. Until then, we'll be watching this over the weekend to see how this goes. I hope everyone does have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.